So here actually I am going to show you with respect to MATLAB, but the same thing is applicable in Python. If you are using Python, I would like to encourage you to actually start using the OpenCV library, because it's an extremely powerful library. I see it's even better developed than the image processing toolbox in MATLAB. Okay, so I'm just going to read this image, basically the T image, which has nothing but the letter T in it. So if I see over here IM show command, again you can use some libraries like matplotlib in Python. You will get similar effect. So this is how the image looks like, right? So basically it has intensity, so I can use the cursor here to show you the intensity. So intensity for the black region is some 0 exactly, and at the same time the intensity inside the T letter is basically 255. So this is an unsigned int 8 representation. So that means the values can go from 0 all the way up to 2 raised to 8 minus 1, which is 256 minus 1, 255. So essentially this captures what I was telling you, the discretization. So here the image has 540 rows and 420 columns. So it is the entire letter T is discretized into these many locations. Okay, so you can think this is something like a mesh grid which has 540 into 420 pixels, 540 along this direction, the row direction, 420 along this direction, which is the column direction. And the intensity level is actually quantized it into 8 bits, so that means 0 to 255 in this case. Okay, so 2 raised to 8 levels, I would say. So if you want to see that perspective, we can use the serve command. So if you use that, what you essentially get is something like this. So here the x and y directions are nothing but the grid itself. So you have 420 here and 540 in this direction, and what you're seeing over here, let me make it full screen, is basically the intensity. So this is basically 0 up to 255 you have. So basically all these regions are 0, and the T is basically the value where you have the 255. So this is a nice representation of the 3D representation of a 2D image, because basically the third dimension is nothing but the intensity dimension. So you should always see the image in this perspective. So now if I plot the histogram, so here you have a command known as imhist, which will actually help you in displaying the histogram of the image, and we will talk about histogram in some detail later, so don't need to worry about it. But in a nutshell, what is histogram? Histogram is nothing but, so you have 0 to 255, right? So you have 256 levels starting from 0 all the way up to 255. How many times or how many occurrences of each of these levels are there in this entire image is what you will get by basically having a histogram. So in this particular image, it is only 2 levels available. One is 0, okay, so that is a dark region. The other one is the 255. I don't know you are able to see that. Okay, let me just move it around so that you can see it here. So you can see over here there is a huge occurrence. So the y-axis is the frequency of occurrence of 0, the 0 intensity pixels. So that is quite high, which is understandable because all the background region is that. And the white region, the 255 is exactly this, is somewhere around here, which is lower than the 0 region. So that is exactly the meaning of it. So if I zoom out, so you have levels from 0 to 255 because this is an 8-bit unsigned image. And so you have basically level 0, 1, 2, 3 like that up to 255, 256 levels altogether. And the y-axis is the frequency of occurrence, or how many times that particular intensity is occurring among the total pixels. How many pixels are there? 540 into 420. Okay, so here in this particular image it is sort of binary. It is either 0 or 255, and the number of zeros are much more than number of 255. Now going back, I just wanted to run another image which is more representation, because very rarely we will have binary images. So I am going to give you a zebra image. Let's see the image per se. Okay, so the image looks like this. Okay, so this is a very normal image that you see. You have a zebra, it has lots of whites and black strips, then the grass around it is all around the brown color region, and then of course the cloud which is sort of whitish or bluish white. You can see the size here, the entire image is divided into 705 rows and 1000 columns, and 3 is something which we never touched upon so far. It is the RGB component. So this is an RGB image, not a grayscale image, and then again the intensity is divided into 256 levels because it's unsigned 8. So each of the colors, red, blue, green, are divided into 8 intensity levels, and number of pixels is given by this. So I can do something like this. The first channel, basically the third out of the 3 dimension, I am going to take only the first dimension. If I image it, it looks something like this, and this is something known as the R component, the red component of that entire image. Similarly, you can plot the blue and green component. So if you want to really see that way, there is a way to actually do that. Initialize a zeros matrix with the same size as your original image. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then the first column or the first in the third dimension, I am going to initialize with the first channel of the image, basically the red channel of the image. If now I am going to view this, okay, as image 1, what you will see is the reddish part. Okay, so there is one problem here because it has changed to double. Okay, you can see over here it's changed to double, so that's a problem. It's good, sometimes mistakes is easy. So we will come to that, the double, int, all these things later, but make it as an indent zero matrix, and then if you do, you don't have any issue. Okay, so if you see over here, you can see, I think this remembers you of the old negative film, right? So this is a red component in the image. Similarly, you can see it for the green component, for example. I will just repeat it. So here I am not going to take the second channel, sorry, first channel, I will take the second channel. So if I plot it, you get the green component in the image. Okay, so that is something different. So ignore all this. So I will clear the image 1, I don't need that. Now let's take the only first component, the red component, and see the histogram of it. Okay, so I'm only going to take only one component, not all of them. If I see the histogram, it's no more binary like 0 and 1, but you can see over here, this is the distribution. So most of the values are somewhere here, the high values. Then you have another peak over here, another peak over here. So most likely this will be the grassy part of it. This will be the zebras, or maybe this is the black shade in the zebra. This may be the grassy part of it, and this may be the white lines in the zebra. Or maybe we have to see that. Okay, so I'm just giving an example for you. The thing is, histogram will give you the number of occurrences of a certain intensity in that image. So if you plot the surf of the same image, if you see that, you will see something like this. Again, I will make it full screen, and if I rotate it, you will be able to appreciate what it happens. Okay, so this is the image. Okay, now you will be able to zebra. You can able to see the zebra part, and that are the intensity levels actually. So zebra. So you can now see actually what is the most common is the grass, which is around, right? This part is a grass. So that will be obviously the histogram, one of the histogram peak. Then you have lot of blues actually, so that will be another histogram peak. Lot of orange shade and lot of this shade also, that will be another peak in the histogram. Okay, so with that I would like to stop the lecture session.